Well, good evening everybody, here we are back at Blundell Park, the 20th of March 1990, and the visitors today are Scarborough, a side who gave Town a good hiding earlier in the season, 3-1 up in North Yorkshire. But today Town looking with 4 wins behind them to extend it to 5 and really take themselves into a high position in the 4th division. It will in actual fact put us back into 2nd position, a place that we lost last night with Stockport beating Gillingham. However, we'll go through the sides quickly now for you. As usual, Steve Sherwood in goal, and the side really as we expected from the weekend. John McDermott at right back, Paul Agnew keeps his position there at number 3, Andy Turton, it's good to see that he has recovered and kept himself in the middle of that defence alongside Mark Lever. Sean Cunnington of course, Gary Charles, Dave Gerbert and Gary Burkles will be thereabouts in the middle of the park, and of course up front we will have Tony Rees. And the substitutes on the day are going to be Keith Alexander and Chris Hargreaves. Scarborough side, which we'll quickly go through now for you. In goal, Barry Richardson, Christian Short number 2, Alan Kamara number 3, Phil Wilson 4, Steve Richards 5, Adrian Mayer number 6, Clark 7, Nick Matthews is 8, Paul Robinson number 9, Paul Dobson number 10, John McDonald 11, and of course the old Grimsby favourite from last year, Steve Saunders, he's number 14, one of the subs with Dave Holmes. Scarborough on the break now. Right wing position covered there by Tilson. Ball to come in early, it's another bad looking cross, half flicked on Lee there. Steve Sherwood quickly gathered it. Referee there just having a quiet word with the player as he comes back. Gary Childs on the ball now. Town of course who on a bit of a roll at the moment, 3-1-0 wins behind us. The defeat of Doncaster Rovers was the only one in which we've conceded a goal in the last 5 games. Before that, of course, we drew 0-0 at Aldershot. And this has resulted in Town climbing from 9th in the division to 2nd. And then, of course, as I say, we dropped down 1 place last night because of the victory of Stockport County. But really, Town in as good form as we've seen for a long time.
Yeah, you know, quite, John. When you said that, carry on.
We'll let this move materialise, hopefully. Cross to come in now, Gilbert's the man with it. Well played by him, has to be headed away. Kamara with it. The clearance is completed. Lever in very hard on his man. That is Matthews knocking it off. Long ball forward now, but a foul will be given.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, John, it won't be such a bad thing to us drop down into 3rd place because it won't give us any complacency. And it's nice to see Steve wearing his England sweater.
Yes, old international sweater. I don't know what's wrong with it. Well, of course, I know what's wrong with the red one. Of course, we can't have that because Scarborough are playing with it. But of course, the green one's not coming back by all accounts. Can't do, not now. And Steve will be on the ball now, looking for this long free kick. Christian Short is the man who's going to be hammering this forward to the edge of the box, which is exactly where it goes. Looking for the flick on, but Gary Burkles is there. Away now. Tony Rees looked to hit him on the palm, shall we say, but nothing given. McDonald back inside, and the ball out to the wing is wasted. That'll be a Grimsby Town throw. In 2 minutes of the game gone, no score as yet. Childs played that well to Agnew. Looking now for Gilbert. Gilbert will have to turn with it. He's well policed there over on the far side by Clark. Ball going out for a throw on the halfway line. Scarborough, whose away form is picked up of recent. Again, let's not forget that Scarborough have gone 9 games without defeat and are looking today to extend that to 10, which will be a club record for them. Good turn there by Rees. Looking to get the shot in. Bobbled a little bit. Goalkeeper stretched for it to save it going out. Obviously thought it was going to be for a corner kick. Scarborough, as I say, 9 games without defeat, and that has resulted in their away record now coming in at 1-5, drawn 2, lost 9. They've conceded another goals. They've conceded 28 goals and scored 17, but that really, in truthfulness, was due to early season poor form away from home. And of course Scarborough, who did well for themselves in the Littlewoods Cup earlier this season by beating Chelsea of the 1st Division. But of course they're now back to the realism of 4th Division football and looking to improve their chances because it's very, very tight behind Town. And Town just need to keep winning, of course, to keep themselves at the right end of this division and hopefully a chance of, well, automatic promotion or even a playoff spot. No messing about there by Wilson, found his goalkeeper. Barry Richardson is a goalkeeper today for Scarborough. Takes his time. It's a good long kick. 4 minutes of the game gone, no scores yet. Chance on! Lovely first time effort by Robinson. Going wide. But he didn't mess about there, really. The ball stood up in front of him and it was hit straight away at goal.
Well, I think Scarborough started a little bit better than this, John, and as you say, he hit the ball, and I think Steve would have been very lucky to have saved that.
Yes, it was a pretty good shot, but Steve Sherwood will take his time. People behind us trying to get on with it. This is a game that certainly we've really got to make sure of. We're going to keep this little run of ours going. But it's Scarborough in the driving seat at the moment, ball across goal. And at the end of it, quite harmless. Wilson then never really deciding whether he was going to shoot or pass. Very good crowd in here tonight. I would imagine by them looking around here that this is probably the biggest league crowd of the season. Reese, yes, pulling his man around. That'll be a free kick to Scarborough. And as Rolly Godfrey quite rightly said there, almost certainly the crowd will be a little bit nervous. It's a big crowd. They want to see a victory to keep Town in second division, in second place. And the crowd will probably show a little bit of impatience tonight, but we hope that Town at the end of the day will give them something to go home happy about. This is Steve Richards with a free kick. Certainly taking his time, but everybody is forward for Scarborough. He's looking for the flick on now, but it's met by Bertels. Richards picks it up again. Paul Agnew is a man waiting behind it, but it was Mark Lever who did well going across. Free kick given again. It's Scarborough at the moment with a bit between the teeth. And once again, yes, and everybody looking for an offside decision there, but nothing given. 6 minutes gone, still no score. Should be cleared now by Childs. Pushed into the space, that's a good ball. Cunnington for his first real touch. Finds McDermott on the overlap. He's being caught rapidly. Kamara comes across. Can only find Childs. The ball inside was there, but Childs going on his way, skipping over a challenge or two. The ball having to be policed out, and Childs had just dragged his man back, but in all truthfulness I wouldn't be surprised if Childs thought that was a little bit of case of obstruction. Pushed the ball past the man, but the man standing in front of him and not playing it. So it's Kamara with the free kick. Sean Cunnington, one over the top for the run. Reese is a man looking for it, couldn't reach it that time. Here's McDermott. McDermott again. Mark Lever stood his ground well. Cunnington looking to come inside, couldn't do so. And that is Watson spreading the play for Scarborough. Good return ball there. This is number 8, Matthews. Nipped away from him though. Scarborough will get the throw 10 yards inside the Town half. Wilson will get it again. Well played by him, finds Matthews. Poor ball. Picked off well, here's Reese. Only played it straight into the man. Matthews picks it up again. Wilson. Seen a lot of the ball so far as Phil Wilson. Looking to push it into the middle. Half blocked, he'll get another chance. And in it comes now, only to the edge of the box. Not the best of crosses. Kamara to pick it up. Looking to go past McDermott, but he showed him far too much of the ball. John McDermott happy to knock it away for the throw. Kamara will no doubt be the man with the throw. He'll push this well into the penalty area if his normal tactic is anything to go by. And there it goes. Good long flat throw flicked on. Still chance in there. Looked like Robinson with the final header, but Steve Sherwood right behind it. Unfortunately for Town, no real power. Gary Childs. One through the middle. This is Bertels, made himself available well for that one. Cunnington looking to turn. Oh, does well. They'll have to release it now. Just lost his way a little bit there. Well played by Matthews. The ball having to go back to Richardson for him to start things off from the Scarborough penalty area. According to the Evening Telegraph tonight, Scarborough are going to play with a 4-4-2 formation, but in actual fact they look as though they're playing more or less 3 men up front at the moment. We'll see how this progresses throughout the game. Reese on the run to pick it off, chance on! Showed a lot of it, still there! Goal! 1-0! Tony Reese! And he showed so much of that ball to Richardson, the defender made the mistake. I think it surprised Tony Reese, but he will always chase the lost cause, and even when the goalkeeper did very well to half smother it, he didn't give up. He got back up, pulled the ball around and slotted it coolly into the corner of the net. 1-0 to Town.
Well, it was a bit of a struggle, John, to say the least. I think Scarborough will say they're a bit unlucky, but Tony stuck to his task and stuck it away.
He did very, very well. He could have been disheartened by the fact that he didn't control it well initially, but he stuck to it, as we said. And at the end of it, very, very cool, checked inside and placed the ball into the far corner of the net. 10 minutes of the game gone and Town go 1-0 up. And I think it's fair to say that Scarborough may be a little bit aggrieved by that. They've done a lot of donkey work so far in this first 10 minutes without really troubling Steve Sherwood, but it's Tony Reese who puts the Mariners in the front. Town will get the throw. Yeah, back to Agnew. Ball coming into the middle now. Reese looking as though he's pulling the man round. Nothing given, and that'll be a goal kick. Richardson with a goal kick. Up goes Connington. Kamara meets this one. Down the line it goes. 2 men covering it. Mark Lever's one of them. And having to settle for the throw there. Mark Lever, who, well, as people who listen to these tapes probably know if they don't turn the sound down and just watch the action, we've been singing the praises of Mark Lever. He's done quite well since he's come back into the side after that broken toe. He had a splendid game at the weekend at Rochdale, and we hope he's going to carry on in the same vein tonight. But it's the first corner of the game and Scarborough the team with it. Right-footed and swinging in, and plenty of people forward there in the area for them. Here it comes. Nice looking cross. Hammered wide and a goal kick given. Scarborough defender not liking it. The man who had come forward I believe was Steve Richards, number 5. 12 minutes gone and still the scoreline here is 1-0. Scoreboard just flashing up there. There's many results, many matches being played tonight, the results of which will have a determining factor on where Town finish up at about 9:15, and one of them being flashed up there is Torquay United 2, Cambridge United 0. And that will certainly help Town, because Cambridge United, because of that good cup run of theirs, have accumulated so many games in hand. And I think, as any team will say, they would rather have the points in the bag than have to play for them. But that is certainly a result that, if it stays like that, everybody here will be well happy with. Short with the throw. Short will allow that to go out and be another Scarborough throw. Connington tried to nip the ball away, but it only fell for Clark. He can now make inroads. Being chased by Connington, and well played by Sean Connington. Here's Childs, and claiming the throw. Marcus Sean Connington's game there. He gave the ball away, and the first thing he did was to go after it and retrieve it. Down the line, headed out. Town will get the throw. Childs headed forward. Gary Berthel's going for it, won't be able to reach that one. John McDermott will do. Inside, Cunnington spreads play well to Paul Agnew. On the left hand side is Dave Gilbert, and in space. He may struggle to catch that. So quarter now gone. The scoreline is Grimsby Town 1, Scarborough 0. Tony Rees the man doing the damage. John McDermott with the long one forward. Good header off there by Berthels. He'll have another chance with it now. And again wins it. Rees gets a return there. Ball into the middle now. Cunnington. Ball just falling away from him. Mark Lever. But once again it's Cunnington retrieving the situation. Gary Childs, well, it reached Paul Agnew, and I think that's about all we can say for it. Scarborough to bring the ball forward. Long one into the middle, not a good one. And overhit cross.
Well, I thought it was a good catch by the goalkeeper actually. It all started from Gary having a bit of a wild kick, and then Paul Agnew had the inevitable task of trying to bring that ball under control, which Billy would have found difficult, and Steve did excellent.
He did very, very well. It was a nasty one that came in very unexpectedly.
Well, I was at Manchester last week, John, as you know, against Everton, and I think Jim Leighton would have been in trouble.
Ball inside, picked off well. Play to be spread now. It'll reach Gary Childs. He'll have to lay it off. Decides to try and go past the man. And this time the just have been shoved, and the free kick is Grimsby.
Yeah, I think Gary's been given a bit of a rough ride down this left flank by the Scarborough players, and I think the goal has certainly settled the Grimsby Town players down.
Yes, I think if you'd have asked them all what they wanted tonight, the first one would have been an early goal. They can now start playing a little bit. Nipped in short. But it's headed away there by Robinson, who would come back, and that'll be Town's first corner of the game. And it'll be the ever trusty foot of the last two goals match winner Dave Gilbert to knock this one in. Childs is going to make himself available for the short one. But I'd imagine that this is going to be not long. Let's see. No, going for the short to prove me wrong. Gilbert will get the return. Now to come in. It's a good looking cross, but shoving or offside in actual fact. And a free kick into Scarborough. Well in by Cunnington, and a good layoff there for Childs. Oh, and he's made a smashing run there, Sean Cunnington. Ball into the middle now. And that was tough. A beautiful run by Cunnington to take the ball back again. But the Scarborough defence just alert to it. And it'll be another corner kick for Grimsby. 18 minutes of the game gone and Town still 1-0 up. Gilbert with it. This time it will be the long one. Plenty forward in and around the box for Grimsby, and it comes. It's a good looking corner. Mark Lever is in there. Chance on now, nipped away. Sean Cunnington will want support. He's made himself available. That has Joblin. But the result will be another corner, and it's well played by Sean Cunnington.
But Scarborough showing Grimsby a lot of respect, John. There was nearly 89 players back in that defence.
They're not messing about. They certainly cannot afford to concede another goal, and I think if Town should pinch themselves another one, well, hopefully we can go on to better than that. Corner nipped short again. Gilbert. Cunnington. Good change. Childs. One over the top. Bertels on the far side there. The winning Gilbert. Surely the ball to come in now. Gilbert still on his way. Pressure and numbers defeating him. And the ball being pushed back to Barry Richardson. Richardson's kick. Paul Agnew did well. Wilton picks it up. Ball forward now. Paul Agnew, not the best of clearances, but it's well picked off by Joblin in midfield. John McDermott is in actual fact the man with the run. Feeds Childs. Reese looking to turn his man. Still Childs to the byline. Ball just going out surely. Linesman spotting it. Ball just running a yard too further than Childs wanted.
Yeah, quite right, John. It all started from Paul's Irish slice, and Grimsby nearly made something out of it.
John McDermott's control in actual fact to bring the ball down was excellent, and it was from that, of course, that the move materialised. 20 minutes of the game gone, still the scoreline is Grimsby Town 1, Scarborough now. Mark Lever, poked away by Joblin. Christian Short is a man on the chase, decides to go back to Richardson. Picking up the loose ball there, but it's away again by Town. Childs. Not fair comment, it was pretty crowded in there at the time. Gary Childs was not going to take any chances. Another man who had a fine game up at Rochdale at the weekend. Steve Shaw's kicking, that's a monster. Gary Birtles couldn't quite get the touch that he wanted. Watson goes back to his goalkeeper. Paul Agnew, should be a Scarborough throw, which it is. Licence played by Scarborough there, but foul given, bit of a shove, and Scarborough bring forward the big guns in the form of the two central defenders, Richards and Mayer. And now the glad weight to this attack. Let's see what happens from the free kick. Ball coming in now. Linesman flagging immediately. And that's well played by the Town defence. And the free kick will be ours.
Well, that's one of the obstacles you've got, John. If you've got that many bodies in the area and someone moves first, I mean, you'll have to move up. More
going to have a stray. Yeah. Steve Sherwood will launch another big kick, no doubt, straight through the middle. Birtles and Reese are the men going to be looking for it. Reese thinking he got the shove. Joblin did well, and again. Feet certainly looked a little bit high, but nothing given. Paul Agnew now to put it in the space down that left touch line. Dave Gilbert trying to pick it up. It does do. Still on his way. And well in. Cunnington. Oh, and that's a good ball. Brings in McDermott. He has overlap with Childs, but he comes inside looking for the 1-2. Just nipped away from him. Good play by Reese. And good play by Cunnington to break up the move. Town looking very, very good coming down this right hand side with McDermott and Childs tonight.
Yeah, crowd really appreciated that move, John.
And the Scarborough defender doing very well to get his knee in the way of it. It was a nice return from Reese. But here's Scarborough. McDermott. Away by Tilson. And that'll be left to Mayer. And in turn give it no doubt to his goalkeeper. Richardson's kick. Joblin with the ball forward. Missed by everybody. Now to be switched. good looking ball, but Kamara was there and gets it back. Now into midfield. Watson feeds a wing, it might be a bit strong, and that'll be a Town throw. 25 minutes of the game gone, the scoreline is still 1-0 in Grimsby's favour. Gary Burkle certainly taking some shove there. And I'm afraid the foul given for the shove from Sean Cunnington, there's no question about that one, but I'm afraid Gary Burkle, who's not normally one to speak his mind, certainly felt aggrieved with that decision.
Yeah, I thought the referee had to give that one against Grimsby, but I also thought that the one against Gary was certainly on.
At the end of the day, it's going to be Kamara with it to push it forward. And once again, Scarborough pushing everybody forward, but you'll see in a moment that we've got a very straight back line. Let's see how it moves. Flicked on. Cunnington was a man in there. Still there to be cleared. Childs. Completes the clearance now, and that's good play. Grimsby throw, and quite rightly off Kamara. Sean Cunnington in well and getting the throw and feeling a shin in the process. Referee tonight, Mr. Tilsley. Kamara just got the clearance in. Sean Cunnington nearly swallowed that one. Here's Childs, full pinch from him. That was Clark doing the damage, breaking up the move for Grimsby. Childs back to McDermott. Square is on. Childs to Cunnington now. Looking for the overlap, and that's a smashing ball. Once again though, Scarborough doing a very good job sticking to it. It was Matthews, a man, following the move back and breaking it up for Grimsby. Kamara with the throw. Mark Leader gets in well. Matthews across the face of his goal, and it's just nipped away. This is Watson. Oh, well in by Tilton and by Joblin. Gerber. Reese forces the ball out. It's not cleared the stand. That's going to be a Grimsby throw. On the gantry with us tonight is Dave Burns. Dave, a lifelong supporter of Grimsby Town, and he's going to be doing the commentary for us, hopefully away at Stockport County, a game which neither myself nor Roly Godfrey are going to be able to make, unfortunately. But from talking to other video crews and what have you, we're given to understand that we will get the nod and get the okay to go to Stockport. Long shot coming in. Richardson collects it, nearly at the expense of a corner. And Dave, I think will no doubt give you a very good and unbiased judgment on the Stockport game. Dave, how have you seen tonight's game up to the present?
Well, I was quite impressed with Scarborough first 10 minutes, but the goal from Town, from Tony Rees, who stuck to his task very well, I think had 3 bites of the cherry to put it away, has killed them slightly, and Town have been bossing it for the last period of the game without really creating anything else. But 1-0 up, they must be happy with that, so it's going quite well.
Yes, and at the end of the day we'd certainly like to see more goals, but I think it's now getting to the stage in the season where the points are more important than the performance to some extent. And although that's probably not exactly the purest line of thought, I'm afraid from a realistic point of view, I'm sure Alan Buckley and Arthur Mann would rather see points in the bag, never mind how they get there. Richardson will start things off again for Scarborough. Yes, of course, the Stockport game will probably be one of the most intriguing ones of the season, and it's sod's law really that both myself and Roly Godfrey probably won't be able to make that one. But still, we shall hope that... Well, I won't be, I'm afraid. 29 minutes of the game gone, says Graham Shearsmith on his facts and figures, and scoreline is still 1-0 to Grimsby. Tilson. Oh, well pinched by Rees, on his way. Still going. but it was good cover in actual fact by the defender. That was short, the man going back with him, but it nearly looked as though he was going to have a nice little break on the hands.
Yeah, but you've got to give the credit to the Scarborough defender there, he was superb.
Kept it with the man because he started off second favourite. Richardson's kicking, that is a long one. Tilson wants to gain the man behind it. Gilbert does well. Joblin finds Agnew into the space. Whoa! Bit of climbing there. Whoa! And a bit of pushing and shoving. We don't want to see that, certainly. The game has been played in a very good spirit up to now.
I think it's about time, John, that they were pulled up, because they have been doing that quite a bit.
I was going to say, it's not as though it's been the odd occasion, it's been a few occasions, I'm afraid. Turtle's free kick taken short to Agnew. Bertels lays the ball off against Paul Agnew. Into the corner it goes. I think that was Reese following it out. This is Dave Gilbert. Check in again. Ball to come in now. Finds Bertels. Bertels looking to turn. Has to beat the referee as well almost. Ball in now. That's a good looking cross. And it was Lever of all people who'd gone forward there, almost catching it. Long cross. No obstruction given on Bertels. I think that's what he was looking for. Hammered away for a town throw-in.
I think Gary realised he was never going to get there, John, and tried to make something out of it.
Yeah, he pulled up, as I would say, in horsey terms. Well, I think that's Paul Agnew over there on the far side with it. Gets the ball back. Joblin's made himself available. In actual fact, Dave Gilbert. And now Paul Agnew will probably take this one. Yes, and sandwich come knocking the man down, come everything else really, yeah.
Well, I think that was a McDonald's.
Yes. Free kick is Grimsby's. Everybody forward. It was interesting to see a couple of minutes ago that Mark Lever, of all people, was the man who was in there. He's in there again now. Cross coming in. It's a nasty looking one, but it's headed away well. Childs on the edge of the box. Just got it to Joblin over the top. No offsides given. And we certainly were looking at each other up here for it. Scarborough flipping the ball into midfield. Matthews running into his man, but the ball falling for Scarborough. But Joblin now doing the job of attempting to clear it up. And now Sean Connington. Joblin will get another chance. Gilbert. Reese, the ball going underneath his foot, and that'll be through to Richardson in goal. Minutes of the game gone. The scoreline is still 1-0 to Grimsby Town. Tony Reese being the scorer. Tilson. And it's good to see Andy Tilson back there in the middle of that defence. There's a nasty injury he sustained at the weekend as the ball comes in. And well up there by McDermott, shot in. Good effort by Dobson. It's about the first thing he's really done in attack so far. But thankfully for Town, it was straight into the midriff of Big Stu Sherwood. Reese did well to find Bertels. The referee nearly had a good game then. John McDermott checks inside, now releases. Reese will make sure this goes back to the goalkeeper.
You see, it's all catch-22 of the referee. If he gets in the way, he's blamed, and if he's not up with play, he's blamed. So, but I think this guy's having a pretty good job.
He's not done bad so far, has he? Tilson. Yes, I was saying Andy Tilson's injury, if we remember, was sustained when Kevin Joblin, of all people, backed into him. And I don't know about elbows and everything else at the evening telegraph, and anybody else might say, but I'm absolutely sure that if you ask the players, I think it was poor Kevin Joblin who knocked into Andy. Dave Gilbert just showed a little bit too much of it. Here's Sean Connington. Well played by him. John McDermott had to stretch. Gary Childs will now pick it up. Couldn't quite get to it. Matthews off the chest well. And into midfield. This is Wilson. We'll spread it wide to his fullback. Oh, well picked off. Paul Agnew with the flying header. It broke up the movement. but it's still Scarborough pushing the ball into the middle now. It's a good looking cross. Matthews has gone in there, and now Paul Agnew to clear it up for Town. Not a good one, only half away. Gary Burton's just come back to get behind the ball. Reese and Gilbert left forward for Town as the ball comes into the middle once again for Scarborough, but now it's John McDermott. Gary Childs, a little bit of space for him. Reese has made himself available down the right hand side. Gilbert's making a run through the middle. Sean Cunnington is on a general run. And that's typical of the runs that we've seen from John Cockrell and Sean Cunnington throughout this season. He ghosted through the middle of that defence, and unfortunately the ball just couldn't quite go in front of him, and Scarborough were able to get the toe to it to get it cleared. Paul Agnew underneath it. Good header by him. Cunnington. Reese. McDermott. Childs. Leader. Wasn't an awful lot of movement in front of him. In actual fact, Paul Lever would be the first person in the world to admit that he wasn't going to attempt to hammer that very far with his left foot, so he decided to go back to Steve Shearer for safety's sake. Whoa, shoving again, surely, nothing given. Dave Gilbert after it now. Dobson knocks it off. Ball inside will find Matthews. Cunnington able to just get the toe to it. Well played finding McDermott, who in turn will find Childs. Looking to go past his man. Settles for the 1-2 from Reese. On his way. And I think he was not happy about the challenge there. There was a little bit of a nip at his ankles as he went past.
Yes, and it happened early on in the game, and Gary Childs is proven a pretty good handful down this right.
It's a mark of his game in actual fact that his pace will take him past a lot of people, and of course when you're reliant on that, then of course there are going to be plenty of people who are going to say, well, if I can't catch you I shall trip you, and somebody had a little bit of a go there, I'm afraid. Here's McDermott, good run by him, looking for the return. He'll get to the byline, cross coming in, and Matthews doing some good cover work, but it was Tony Reese again, I believe, who knocked the ball off for the return for John McDermott, and Town deserving the corner. 36 minutes of the game gone, Town's fourth corner. Wouldn't it be nice to see another goal going there at the Osmond End to put this 2-0 in Town's third for a 2-0 lead for Town. Dave Gilbert with it, ball coming in now. Headed forward, half away. Looked away from Childs, still in there. Yet to be cleared, Tilson. Oh, feeds the ring well. Back to Agnew. Let's try this is Sean Cunnington eyeing up the cross. Childs couldn't reach it, but he gets it this time. Andy Tilson just couldn't make the ball down the line. But he'll make that challenge, and that's a smashing tackle. Bertle screaming for it in the middle. Gilbert wants to get past the man. No struggle now. Wants support. And now it's Scarborough to clear. Childs will take the throw. Oh, and that's a good run there by Cunnington. Gives the ball back to Gary Childs. Might try to go past Matthews again, he does so. The cross is a smashing line, but over the top of everybody. Here's Cunnington. Reese to turn, still there. Half bobbled, it'll reach Childs. He's going to take a lot of control, and we'll leave this one now to John McDermott. Well, lost away a little bit there, I'm afraid, John McDermott and Gary Childs, but shame that Town can't make more of this pressure that they're exerting on the Scarborough defence. 38 minutes of the game gone, still 1-0 to Grimsby. Tony Reese the scorer. Mark Lever settling for the throw exactly on the halfway line below us. Kamara will take it. Down the line it goes. And Mark Lever with a good clearance. Finds Gary Bertels. The control is good. Looking for the layoff now. Just taking a little bit of a push from behind there by Steve Richards. The free kick taken to John McDermott. Now to Childs. Tilson. McDermott. Reese, Berkel should I say, finds Childs, looking to go past Kamara. Cross coming in now, it's the early one. Still in there, Reese looking for it. Yes! 2-0! His persistence has paid off again. He forced the defender into the error, waited for the ball and knocked it past the goalkeeper Richardson for 2-0. And this is a mark of the man's game.
Yeah, a lot of credit to Gary Childs. Instead of going down the line like he usually does, he cut the ball in first time, John, and the error was forced. I think it was David Gilbert who, I think it was, and Reese made the most of a very bad error by the Scarborough defender.
Yes, the Scarborough defence won't be happy with it. It was certainly a good early cross. Mayer was the man with the misheader in actual fact, the number 6. The goalkeeper, as I say, will not be happy. It's pinched again. Now Joblin finds Gilbert, and Town now 2-0 up against Scarborough, and really have got the bit between the teeth. And since that opening 10 or 15 minutes, I'm afraid there's only been 1-2 minutes. Scarborough have had their attacks, but they've been pretty few and far between. And although Town have not put an awful lot of pressure on Richardson in goal, we've been camping out for minutes at an end in the Scarborough half. But certainly Tony Reese wasn't going to give that one up. Kept going in the middle there, forced Mayer into the header, which wasn't a decisive one. He latched onto it and in turn knocked it past Richardson for his second goal of the game and Town's second goal of the match. Free kick given there. I think it was Matthews probably, the man there with a bit of a niggle. And Town will take the time, and I would reckon that Alan Buckley and Arthur Mann will be well happy with what has happened so far in this first half. I think that's going to be a Scarborough throw. 41 minutes gone. The second goal coming after 39 minutes. And Tony Reese on a hat-trick. And that did look a heavy challenge. Reese was the man who collected the challenge from behind. And once again it's a big men coming forward. This is where Andy Tilson invariably will become dangerous. He's scored a couple of flashing headers for us so far this season. And we'll certainly hope to get another one here. Let's see what will happen. Mark Lever as well in there. Cross coming in now. Hit hard to the far post. Lever! That's in! 3-0! Mark Lever is the man with a touch. And just as I was saying, Carroll putting the big men forward, wasn't it good to see Mark Lever steal in there and make that 3-0 to Grimsby Town.
That was an absolute superb set piece, John. The free kick was a bad free kick to give away at this stage of the game. Superb free kick from Little Dave, and didn't Mark Lever come in like a steam train?
Yeah, 42 minutes gone, Mark Lever put in Town 3-0 up. And well, I was going to say, talk about chance fate. I was only just saying there, foul given away there by Sean Cunnington, that Tilson and Mark Lever could be dangerous from that position. And Mark Lever scores what I think I'm correct in saying is his second league goal of the season, adding to the one he got at Hereford earlier on, should I say at Exeter earlier on. Kamara will take this free kick here for Scarborough. Still in there. Dermot away. Childs. McDermott, the keeper is cut off now. The ball hammered forward over the top, and the run is on in the form of Kevin Joblin.
Well, John, there's only a minute before half time. I'll let Dave do the summing up. But I know which dressing room I'd soon have been at half time, because I think Ray McHale's going to have a few choice words to say about his defending.
Yes, Town have done very well, and I know we've used this expression a lot over the last few weeks, sticking to your task or whatever you may like to call it, but this is exactly what Town have done today. They've been very, very patient. They've taken the opportunities that have come to them, albeit rather opportunist from Tony Reese, but there was nothing opportunist about the free kick and the header there. It was a well-worked move, smashed to the far post, and Mark Lever coming in there, getting his head in front of everybody else's to make it 3-0. Ball coming in now though for Scarborough. That was Lever with it away. Matthews still trying to work it forward. Dobson feeds a wing. This is Short coming up in support. Ball over the top, and the man there is unmarked on the far side. Ball to come in now to the far post. Men still there, off the line. And Andy Tilson hammering it away and not messing about. But John McDonald down here was given an awful lot of space to knock the ball in.
Yeah, I don't quite know what happened there, John. We seemed to be ball watching that, and the guy seemed to steal him like a Martin Peters type, and Steve had no chance with the cross.
No, it's a very good cross. Corner in now, Steve Sherwood. And that's going to be another corner. I'm afraid Steve didn't collect it as cleanly as he would like to have done, and it came off somebody's knock and has gone out at the expense of another corner. So we certainly don't want to concede a goal and spoil the party so far. Another one coming in, as we reckon if it's time, and away. 10 yards outside the box, low shot, flashing well wide of the goal, and Steve Sherwood will be happy with the goal kick. Yes, the Scarborough bench almost is deserted as we talk, and I reckon it may be a few words said at half time as the whistle goes. So half time comes, it's 3-0 to Grimsby Town, and we'll let Dave Burns have a little bit of a chat through that first half for you.
Well, impressive stuff from Town. Any team's got to be pleased going 3-0 up, certainly at home. To be fair, they've not really created that many chances. Tony Reese's first goal was a scrappy one. His second goal was a scrappy one. Really came about from a defensive mistake. The defender heading it up in the air when he should have booted it clear. Certainly should have got it clear, but Reese took it well. And then the third goal, not coming from open play, coming from a free kick. Lovely flighted free kick from Dave Gilbert, and there was Mark Lever swinging himself full length, I think, just steering it inside the far post off the keeper's hand. But very impressive from Town. For the past few weeks they've been threatening to take somebody apart when they really got going, and I think tonight could be the night. I certainly hope we see a lot more goals in the second half from Town, John.
Yes, well, let's certainly hope so. So as half time comes, 3-0 to Grimsby Town, and all to look forward to for the next 45 minutes. So let's get you ready for the second half. Scoreline, just to reiterate, is 3-0 to Grimsby Town. Tony Reese scoring 2 of them, Mark Lee getting the third. And Scarborough brought on Eddie the Eagle, they brought on Saunders, man who made his mark here last season, who went up north in the close season to join Scarborough. He has been brought on for the second half in place of Clark, the number 7. Kamara. No changes on the Town front by the looks of things. There's all hustle and bustle in there at the moment. Tony Reese looking for it. Might be a free kick given there. Referee gets in quickly, breaks up any chit-chat and allows play to go on, which is quite right. We had the quiet word. Barry Richardson with his first touch of the second half. Well, he gets as much distance as Steve Sherwood did. Dave Gilbert, Reese, ball bobbling away from both ears. Here's Matthews, ball forward, well in by Tilson, nipped away. That wasn't so much a foul, there's just bad timing there by Kennan Joblin. But the result was that the man was brought down, so Phil Watson will actually take the kick himself. 7 forward. Scarborough with it all to play for in the second half. Watson's free kick. Heading on, no trouble for Steve Sherwood. Steve Shaw will get this ball back and will no doubt test the Scarborough defence with a long kick from his own 18-yard line. And then to prove me wrong, throws it. Here's Paul Agnew. Nipped on there by Dave Gilbert. Well, here's Reese holding it up, trying to get past the man now, but he'll settle for the throw. Dave Gilbert will leave it for Paul Agnew. And Dave Gilbert makes himself available, turns well. In midfield is Cunnington, wide is on. And that's who he finds. John McDermott outside him is Childs. Childs takes it on now, looking to go past Kamara. Still going, cross to come in now, checks, and it's pinched. And it's Steve Saunders. And to add insult to injury, the throw-in is given in Town's direction. Childs again. Ball coming in, that's a good looking cross. Men in there, but it's underneath Richardson's bar and he ends up taking it pretty comfortably. Once again, good long kick, Mark Lever. Now McDermott completes the clearance. Have to be played up by Richards. Turns with the ball. Racks it away now. It's only into midfield and it's well picked off. But not the best of balls forward. That'll go straight through to Richardson. So 3 minutes into the second half, still 3-0. And as Dave said at half time there, Town have been threatening to give somebody a good hiding for a while now. The football has warranted it. A good return ball there from Burkles to Childs. One through the middle. Reese is on the chase. But Richardson was alert to it. And that was very good goalkeeping in actual fact. And that one's gone on the beach. Well out the ground by Richardson. And Town will get the throw. Yes, Town's player of recent has warranted a good victory. It looks as though we're going to get it tonight. The only question really being by what sort of margin. Cunnington. He's got through an enormous amount of work in midfield so far tonight to Sean Cunnington. Here's Joblin. Somebody ending up in the dugout. Oh, good turn, and the man was pulled back quite clearly there was Tony Reese. And I think we may have a booking on the hands, let's see. 3 yards outside the penalty area. Tony Reese turned and was then immediately dragged back. Nothing given, apart from the free kick. But it'll be interesting to see what happens from this, because this is a very similar position to how Mark Lever scored his first goal in the first half. Here it comes. I reckon Dave Gilbert will be favourite. Let's see. Shot coming in. It's a low one. Just past the post. Goalkeeper had to cover it. The linesman didn't know, Roly Godfrey, quite right. Yes, no flag at all. We will presume that he assumed the referee had it right. 50 minutes of the game gone, still no further score, 3-0 to Town.
Well, I think the referee, I thought personally it should have been a booking, but I thought, well, Scarborough's given us enough, so, let's let him off with that one.
The referee obviously thought the same. Mark Lever. It's an up and under. The man under it is Burkles. Nods inside. Matthews picks it up, finds Wilson. Spreads play here to the right-hand side. Short. Well played by Tilson, he read that very well. Reese. Oh, and a good ball to Gilbert, gets a return. May want Paul Agnew. Once again dragged around by Matthews this time. So it's an opportunity for Town to whack the ball forward again. And I think it's all due to Steve Shearer's new shirt.
Well, it's international class, that is a fact. And to be quite honest, Steve has played excellent over the last few games. His handling has been very short. His kicks out of his hands have been absolutely terrific, and a big asset. My word, if that wasn't a foul, John. Good grief, I don't know what this referee's doing at times. But having said that, he's not a bad ref. But he doesn't seem to be punishing the leanings.
No, the niggly type of offences seem to be going unchecked, I'm afraid. I think he's quite prepared to let the players get on with it, and in fairness, we've had a decent game of football. I know Town are winning 3-0, but despite that, I think we'd have still had a molecule of entertainment.
Yeah, the thing about it, John, I was listening to you saying that we're going to give somebody a hammering. Truthfully, I don't think Scarborough are 3 goals worse off than we are.
Probably not.
You know, in the first 10 or 15 minutes, I was a worried man up here.
Well, here's Bertels with a good spread of play there. Dave Gilbert's ball is not the best of ones, and Kamara will pick it up and go back to his goalkeeper. Agnew, sorry. Should I say, not the best of balls forward. Everybody correcting me, thank you. Richardson. Sean Cunnington did well there. Couldn't really direct the header. Matthews with the ball forward now. Watson spreads play here to Short. Cross to come in straight away. It's a good looking one. Plenty of men behind it, but no direction behind the header there, and that going well wide of the goal. But a nice break by Scarborough. 4 men involved in the build-up, but the header well wide. And the pontoon stand asking Richardson in goal what the score is. Don't think he's too happy with the situation. In fairness to him, I think he could honestly not be blamed for any one of the 3 goals. Play allowed to go on again. That'll be a Grimsby throw. Scarborough fans, plenty of them come here tonight, probably to a couple of hundred or so in the corner. It'd be nice to see a few more of them, but of course Scarborough not one of the best supported clubs in the league, and they'll no doubt be well happy that a couple of hundred people have followed them down the east coast here to Blundell Park. Here's Wilson, knocks off to Matthews, gets a return. This is going to be pinched though nearly by Dave Gilbert. Paul Agnew may pick it up now. Have runners in front of him, one of them is Cunnington on a good run again. Well played by Cunnington, hits the floor, and Watson's there to pick up the pieces for Scarborough.
In truth, John, Scarborough, it's not as bad as I say the score sounds. It's just that they seem to be making their own troubles.
Yes, they certainly did do with a couple of goals, didn't they? Richardson's kick. John McDermott, Joblin. Here's Wilson. 54 minutes of the game gone. Still a scoreline 3-0 to Grimsby Town. Wilson in control of the ball. Saunders is forward. Wilson puts a cross in. It's on the penalty spot. Header coming in. Gary Charles over his head. And now Gary Bertels looking to bring the ball down to the deck. Can't do so. Kamara pushes inside. Sean Cunnington picks it off. But it's pinched. Looking for the offside and quite rightly given there against Paul Dobson. Short kick. Joblin in well, picking it up now. Reese, wasn't the best of balls to him. Reese not too happy. Then Wilson with the ball back to his goalkeeper. So as I say, it's chalk and cheese situation. When Town played at Scarborough earlier in the season, we were really second best in a 3-1 defeat, game in which Dave Gilbert scored. But tonight, oh my goodness, that was an absolute clattering, and Mark Lever's initially on the scene there to sort of say what the hell was that about, and quite rightly, because the ball was always Paul Agnew's, and Christian Short, the number 2, who is a better player than that, to be quite truthful, because he's not done an awful lot wrong so far, the man, but he absolutely went and took the whole lot there with Paul Agnew. I don't think Paul, by the look of him, is in too much discomfort, but certainly I'm afraid Short there warranting the booking which he has got, and we'll certainly hope that Paul Agnew has had enough troubles this season with his broken toe or whatever it was. He's been the worst for wear on that.
I think we'll have to have a look at that one again, John, but to me it was a nasty tackle.
It was late and clumsy.
Yeah, late and clumsy, and I think the lads looking to get away with just a booking, because I've seen on television First Division players get sent off for worse than that. Yeah.
Yes, and the game didn't warrant it. The game's been played pretty tough, but it's been played fair as well. And we'll just put that down to a one-off, but certainly I'm afraid the man had to be shown the yellow card. Aggie back on his feet, but I don't think he'll be taking the free kick. I think this will be left to Tilson. And in actual fact, Ronnie, since Paul Agnew has come back into this left-back position and Joblin's gone into midfield, I think it's a mark of the how the town side have been playing, because you wouldn't have known really that anything has changed.
No, absolutely. John has been playing superb in the position, but as I've said before, Kevin's been playing right back, left back, midfield, and he has been a credit to the club, and I hope the fans realise just what an asset to this club he is.
Yes, had a fine season as Joblin since he got into the squad. Richardson's kick. Met well by Tilson, who's going to want chasing. Reese is the man with it as usual, but the ball holds up, and that is well played there by Short. The ball was always going to stand up, I'm afraid, from the clearance from Tilson, and that's exactly what it did. Richardson's kick.
Well, that is not the first great ball Andy Tilson's put through. He's a very good thinking centre-back.
Yes, he is. He's had a good season for Town. Been in the wars plenty as well this season as well. Tilson there with the header out. Scarborough throw. Short is in support, it's he who gets it, checks, cross to come in now. Good looking one, Steve Saunders behind it, but no power in the header, and Steve Sherwood collects easily. Steve Sherwood's kick, looking for Gary Burkins, but it's Kamara who gets there, miscues a header. Back into midfield. Saunders coming inside. Watson. Shorty square here on the right hand side, but it's all going left hand side. That is Kamara on the overlap. Ball inside to Saunders. Kamara still there. Ball back, hammered in. Dave Gilbert with a clearance. Finds Tony Rees. Can't get past the man, that'll be a throw-in.
I reckon Steve got a yellow there, because he certainly saw that it coming. There was two players in front of him. I think he'll got a yellow from his place to stay in his line.
Unfortunately for Town, the danger has passed. Paul Agnew completes the clearance. Tony Rees pulling the man round, nothing given. Sean Cunnington, the square is available. He does so and finds McDermott. Outside him is Childs. Flicks on. Wants a return. It's going to fall back for Pound, and then Gary Childs not reacting to the ball down the line. That's unfortunate. Mark Lieber did well with the header. Scarborough still going after it. Yes, bit of a late one there. Nothing too dangerous. Bertels taking some pushing, nothing given. The referee tried to play the advantage there, it never really quite worked out. Town after it again. Ball is in there. Oh no, he can't do that. That will be trouble.
We're too far away to see what happened, John. I think common sense has got to prevail here. It hasn't been a dirty game by any chance. Just let's all shake hands and get on with it.
Well, the thing is, the ball got blocked between the man's legs, and if the referee wants to immediately blow for that, he can do and call it obstruction, but it doesn't give anybody licence to go tramping in there and try and kick balls of all descriptions in all directions, I'm afraid, which I'm afraid the Scarborough player appeared to be trying to do. There's John McDonald, as Dave quite rightly points out, and then I think he's having a matter with the referee now. Not the best of challenges, and a pretty stupid one. So Small injuries all around, no doubt.
I think one of the dangers, John, is the crowd getting impatient with Grimsby not crashing in another 4 goals like they would like to. We've got to realise that we've got 3-0. Scarborough's been in the dressing room. They've had a good rollicking from their gaffer, and they're not going to lay down and just let us walk all over them. And we are doing the right thing by consolidating our position.
Well, there's a crowd given tonight, and it deserves a round of applause. 7,690, and that is the biggest league attendance of the season here at Blundell Park. Second, I believe, will be the Burnley game of a couple of weeks ago. Free kick to get knocked in now. Dave Gilbert, I believe, was a man with it. Low and hard, but straight through and only to Richardson, who will collect it and boot clear. 62 minutes of the game gone, still 3-0 to Grimsby. Paul Agnew getting the head in there. There is McDonald. Still McDonald. Ball through the middle was not a good one. Mark Lever now should get a toe to it. John McDermott over his head. But Matthews picking it up in the centre circle more or less. Spreading play wide. This is short. Gilbert after him. Still after him. Short down the line, but Tilson should see this one off. Throwing with the Scarboroughs. Bit of pulling round, yes, and quite rightly given. I was going to say Tilson did well to keep on his feet and get the ball headed away there. Gilbert will complete the clearance. Gary Birtles can't reach that one. Watson does do. Back to Short. McDonald coming this side, can't control it, be a town throw. Paul Agnew looking to go down the line. I think Birtles would be the target. Couldn't quite reach it, but Dave Gilbert will pick this up. Just showed a little bit too much of it, and that's what you call clearing the ball by Adrian Mayer. Paul Agnew. Birtles making himself available again. But it's down the line to Gilbert. He will hold on. Now releases back to Agnew, and that's a good ball. And, well, there's a wrestling match there with Reese and Mayer. The ball does break eventually for Dave Gilbert. We'll take it into the corner. And, well, I think it's fair to say that's a foul.
Well, I couldn't understand how the referee, right in front of Mayer, was absolutely strangling Tony Reese. And then he's let 2 more go. I mean, the guy's wearing an headband, I believe, if my eyes are not deceiving me. It's not Twickenham, you know.
Dave Gilbert with it, 65 minutes gone, low cross, it's a good one! Tony Reese looking for his hat-trick and the ball skimming past the far post and having to be cleared at the expense of the corner. But a lovely header there by Tony Reese.
Very good effort, John, and he deserves his hat-trick through it, especially after the mauling he's been taking.
Dave Gilbert will take the corner.
I think they get much as get a stranglehold on them, and I think that, you know, they took it the wrong way.
Back to Gilbert, can't get it. Well, thank you very much, we'll have it. We made a bit of a mess of the first one, hopefully we can make something more of this. Dave Gilbert with it. We don't want Childs short for it. I don't think the bench do either. Childs have gone back in the middle and the ball will come into the middle now from the foot of Dave Gilbert. Good looking cross. Lever again was looking for it. Ball is still in there. It'll be McDonald with the clearance. John McDermott sticking to his man. That'll be a town throw if it goes. John McDermott will take it. Down the line, no backing in given there by Bertels. I'm not than I thought he was doing. Here's Rees. Wants support, tried the back heel, didn't come off this time. Ball only half away, and it's Sean Cunnington once more breaking things up in midfield as he's done through most of this match. Kamara will take the throw in. Steve Saunders was after the flick on. He won't get it because it'll be another Grimsby Town throw. Smack on the halfway line. The scoreline is still Grimsby Town 3, Scarborough 0. We'll refresh you. Tony Rees, of course, scoring 2 goals, and Mark Lever scoring the third just before half time. But Town yet to add to their account in the second half. Another throw, so Town making inroads down that right hand side. Oh, lovely ball inside. Childs blocked, and a corner kick given for Town. Town's 7th corner of the game. Once again Dave Gilbert with it, and once again all the big men forward. 67 minutes gone. Turtson is going on the goal line. A la Jack Charlton. Mark Lever is in there, as is just about everybody else. Corner in now. No one near post. And that was Gary Bertels looking for the flick on, in actual fact got too much head to the ball.
Yeah, quite right, John. He hit it too well, if anything.
And the ball going well wide of the mark on that occasion. If he'd have skimmed that, as I'm sure he was looking for, there'd have been certain danger in the Scarborough goal. Sean Cunnington still with it. Wants support now. And did well. But it's Kamara who picks up the loose ball. Now leaves it for MacDonald. In midfield is Matthews. Wide is Short. It's a smashing ball there to Short. Oh, well picked off. Seen all the way there. Not a bad ball by Turson. It was he who saw it in the first place, but just a shade too long there for Sean Cunnington. And Short in the Scarborough defence knocking the ball back. But he's had a good game so far tonight as Andy Turson. Seen the ball very early. Not made many mistakes in the air. Joblin. Ball into the space, and it's going to have to be played. And as Rody quite rightly says, let's not forget that the man is playing with an injured eye after the Saturday performance at Rochdale, and not shirked the challenge at all today. And there he is again with the ball. Short, lob through the middle, but Mark Lever kept his position well. Here's Matthews. Wants a return, gets it, but it's too far in front of him. Rees wants to hold on, finds Gerbert. Ball to be released now, finds Paul Agnew. The runner is on with Rees, and that's a good ball by Paul Agnew. Rees can turn. Leaves it to Gerbert, looking to go outside the man. We'll settle for the throw down there in the corner. Good interchange there between Rees and Gilbert. The throw quickly taken. Paul Agnew looking to get it into the middle early. Good looking cross. It's going to have to be challenged for. And Richardson did well under pressure. And I think it's right to say that the referee was not bothered out any foul there. He just allowed play to go on. Tilts under it again. Dave Gilbert being pulled round by Wilson, and in turn pulling Wilson down. Short's ball into the middle. It's a good looking cross. Wilson brought back into play. Steve Saunders and Steve Sherwood nearly collecting it. And I think that was Mark Lever at the end of the day clearing things up, and that was very good recovery work by the youngster. Cunnington looking for the one through the middle for Joblin. Being held off surely by Mayer, nothing given. Only half away. Childs looking to switch play if he can. Might settle for Gary Bertels. Now the ball to this side. In actual fact picks off Rees. Back into midfield. Joblin with an absolute screamer over the top. Lovely ball by Town, and what a pity Kevin Joblin just couldn't have put that a foot down.
If anybody deserves a goal, Kevin does. And I've just realised why Scotland have beat England at Murrayfield last week. Mayers weren't playing for him.
He's a bit of a handful. And talking about handfuls, here's a big man, Keith Alexander. Berkel's going off, Keith Alexander coming on, and it'll be nice to see whether Dusky can add to his goal tally so far this season with a goal in what's left of today's game. 71 minutes of the match gone, still 3-0 to Pound. Gary Berkles has played his part, done a good job on the night, and has made way for Keith Alexander, who in turn makes tracks down this left-hand side, looking for the ball from Gilbert. It's Wilson with the recovery, Paul Agnew, well in, and hard in. Wilson, ball back to Short, knock forward, Tilson, only falls for Saunders, ball bobbles back to Scarborough, Saunders feeds Wilson. Three men looking for it in the middle, wasn't a good ball. Dave Gilbert may pinch it. Wilson showing a few studs, Matthews now picking it up. Wilson, not a good ball, here's Tilson again, seeing that ball early. Just away from Keith Alexander, who appeared to be pulled round. Tilson not quite judging that one as he would like to have done. Joblin will now pick it up, push forward. Keith Alexander feeds Gilbert. Paul Agnew is closest to him. Dave Gilbert going down the line. There's two men on the run. One of them is Rees. And that was good early play by Rees. Ball into the middle. Finds Alexander. Just tried to push the ball through. Might have to lay it off. Here's Rees. Just didn't quite fall for him. Joblin back to Rees. Has Agnew behind him. Paul Agnew on his left peg. Ball into the middle now. It's a good one for Alexander. Can he turn? Did enough to force the corner there from Steve Richards. And he's always a threat as soon as he starts jumping around in the penalty area is Keith Alexander.
Possibly a man with something to prove tonight on the transfer list, looking to put himself in the shop window, I would think.
Quite right, Dave. There's a man that I'd rather have here than not have here, I must admit that.
Yeah, I think that would be the view of the majority of the fans, but you can understand his frustration at not getting regular first team football.
Yes, quite rightly. Every professional doesn't want to be out of the side. Good header there coming in. I think the man of the game was it Tony Rees probably. But just didn't quite have the power or the direction to beat Richardson in goal. Still Scarborough with it. Wilson. Here is Alexander. Good close control. Layoff was good to Tilson. The final ball. Andy Tilson won't be happy with himself because he is a good ball player. There is no question about that. And I think it's fair to say that 90% of his time his passes will go to men, but won't be happy with that one. Keith Alexander. Wilson. Short. Steve Saunders beaten there by McDermott. Matthews looking to pick it up, left it in actual fact for Wilson. Or should I say McDonald, who still gets the ball. Might have it taken from him now. Yes, and he showed a few studs here, and Sean Connaughton having a word with him. The result is a free kick for Town in the centre circle.
Yeah, that's only been the disappointing thing about Scarborough. There's one or two of them haven't been showing what I would say the sporting spirits, and they're letting things get them down.
Yes, just a few studs being shown, I'm afraid, there by McDonald. Here's Dave Gilbert. And there's another little niggle there by Wilson. And Wilson has had a good game. There's no real need for that. Saunders putting the ball down there. Dobson gives him the return. Saunders beaten to it by McDermott, who completes a clearance and finds Tony Rees into the bargain. He in turn, it's fair to say that's obstruction.
It's fair to say that the referee, who I still think said a pretty reasonable game. He's just letting too much go now, John.
Well, he's trying to let play flow, isn't he? The scoreline is 3-0. Again, really, from a realistic point of view, should have been should have been dead at half time, but yes, as Ronnie says, a foul is a foul, and you can only let these go so far. That's a good ball there by Charles, get the return, just couldn't quite control it, but he's got it back. He's got the support there if he wants it. Looking to go into the middle, and it was picked off there. It's a bit of an up and under. Paul Agnew did well. Gilbert's in front of him. Over the top is Rees. Still Rees. Oh, good square ball. Cunnington just showed a bit too much of it. And that is well spread by Joblin. Gary Childs. Still Childs. Ball in low. Just dragged behind everybody, and it'll now be cleared. Good approach work by Town, but the final ball let them down. Short runs the ball out.
That was a superb pass from Tony Rees, and really Sean should have had a shot at goal.
Yes, he tried to let the ball go to be too perfect, and unfortunately the Scarborough defender was good enough to smother the chance. Paul Agnew will take the throw below us. Joblin. Ball into the middle by Paul Agnew. Nobody there, apart from Steve Saunders, who completes the clearance. Mark Lever. That's a good ball forward. Keith Alexander looking for it, but a judge should have been pulling the man round. And that will be a free kick for Scarborough. So score is still 3-0. Tony Rees with two of them, Mark Lever with a third goal, and Town well and truly with the points in the bag at this stage of the proceedings. Mark Lever misjudging the header there. Here's Wilson. All over the top, but Paul Agnew was able to get the boot in. Matthews. Robinson couldn't control. Alexander does do. Lays off. Joblin, and that was nearly a good ball. Tony Rees had pulled wide. Ball just didn't quite get through to him from Keith Joblin, from Kevin Joblin. Tilson underneath it. 12 minutes of the game left. Shorts ball. Well met by Tilson. Agnew. That's over the top of Keith Alexander. Joblin. Short. Through the middle. Not a bad looking ball, but it's picked off well. Tilson. Once again, not happy with his pass, but it would have released Gary Charles had it been to his feet. Saunders turns, still on his way, ball into the middle now. But the final ball from Scarborough is the one that's always let them down. Paul Agnew there, getting that one away. Here's Rees. Lever. It's really the only place he could go to. McDermott. Ball still in play, Gary Childs. Forward for Rees, and that was well picked out. Keith Alexander. Ball just not coming down for the big man. Scarborough throw. Seemed to get him ball seemed to get him tangled up between his legs on a couple of occasions. So with 10 minutes of the match left, Chris Hargreaves has gone on a run. It was he who came on at Rochdale at the weekend and immediately made his presence felt with a good cross to the far post, which Joblin knocked back for Dave Gilbert to put into the net for the points. So it'll be nice to see if young Chris Hargreaves comes on to see if he can make a mark in what's left of this match. Short. Once again, man leaving the leg in there. Alexander on the chase, so. But Richards has done well, Keith Alexander has done better, and then takes a shove in the back. That will be a free kick for Grimsby. Sean Cunnington, Keith Alexander, once again seems to take a push. An obstruction given against Town there on Matthews. Kamara will take the free kick. In actual fact, we'll leave it to his goalkeeper. So So Richardson with it. Not the best of ones. Gary Childs looking to control it, probably won't do. Ball out for Scarborough throw. Right on the halfway line, Kamar's the man with it. Down the line and flicked on. Martin Lever leaving it to Tilson. Tilson trying to force a throw, can't do. Ball will come into the middle now, where hopefully Dave Gilbert will take it. Tony Rees gives the ball back. Paul Agnew and Dave Gilbert. Dave Gilbert takes over. Keith Alexander. Wilson to Matthews. Back now to Matthews. Ball through the middle. He's tried to be left there for Steve Saunders, but nothing came of it. Joblin now gets Childs into play. Once the ball returned, gets it now, and that's a good play by Joblin. He made his space well. Ball into the middle, and the man offside is Rees. Didn't like it, but he just moved that shade early. So 82 minutes of the game gone, 8 minutes left, still 3-0 to Grimsby Town. Yet to add to that threesome of the first half. But really it's fair to say that the job of work had been done. Town have kept things under control for all the 45 minutes of the second half. And Steve Sherwood, in all fairness, with hardly an awful lot to do in the Grimsby goal. Dave?
Yeah, I just noticed that Alan Buckley and Arthur Mann waving Dave Gilbert forward to put Town in the formation that they used so successfully in the second half against Rochdale on Saturday. That was the turning point of the game when they played 4-3-3. Moved Gilbert up front to give him a free roll, and that paid dividends. And as I said, I've just seen Alan Buckley and Arthur Mann wave Dave Gilbert forward. So it'll be interesting to see if it'll bring any more goals.
Well, let's hope so. Keith Alexander on the run now. Took a bit of a shove there, might settle for the corner. Well, we won't see Dave Gilbert in the penalty area at this moment in time, because he's the man who's going to be in the quadrant taking the kick. But everybody falling for Town, Agnew and McDermott. Corner coming in now. Near post. It wasn't a particularly good one, only gets to the edge of the area. Child eyeing it up. Good low shot. Richardson had to be alert. It came to a lot of people, but he saved well at the foot of his post. Paul Agnew. Ball skewing off his foot. Dave Gilbert getting him up to it, but it's only for Matthews. Wilson. Matthews. Now short, long one over the top, and offside. It's interesting actually, because in fairness to Scarborough, Wilson and Matthews in the middle of the park have not done an awful lot wrong between them. They've worked hard, they've seen an awful lot of the ball, but they have not been able to deliver the telling pass that might have created any trouble in the Town defence, really.
No, that's quite right, but I still think Scarborough have been guilty of their own mistakes, and I'm not surprised the way this second half has come out, because in the first 10 or 15 minutes they looked a very good side, or a very strong side, and I'm not surprised that it's been the goal of the second half.
No, well, still time for Sealing to come out for Town. Time will tell. McDonald picks it up. Wants a man running now. Tilson will get that one and play it out. Well, I used to have a pair of boots like that. 85 minutes gone. In actual fact, some people say I've still got a pair of boots like that as well.
But 5 minutes ago you need a pair like that.
Wilson, good ball into the middle. Alexander turning and clearing. Good play by Dave Gilbert, forcing Mayer to go back to his goalkeeper. And Town certainly wanted the points in the bag tonight here against Scarborough. They're always going to be a tough nut to crack on a roll of 9 games themselves without defeat. But Town having to visit Gillingham in Kent at the weekend, a game that is not going to be easy by anybody's standards. Chance on here for Scarborough. Corner kick will be given. And certainly the trip down the Kent will not be one that the Crown players will relish. But they're big enough for the task, and on current form there should be no reason why they can't come back without a result. But certainly we needed the 3 points here tonight first, and we will take that game as it comes on Saturday afternoon. Corner coming in. Low one and not a good one. It has to be cleared though, it still hasn't been cleared. And I think the Scarborough player did it at the end, because I reckon that's going to be a throw to Grimsby. The only bit of scrappy play really in this second half. Long one down the line, we'll be looking for Keith Alexander. Beaten in a challenge by Mayer. Clear towards Rees, but Rees offside.
Just a small point that me and Graham brought up then. The Scarborough player shouldn't have been allowed to kick that ball because it went off the pitch in return without the referee's permission.
Quite right. You're so much more purist, really. Ball through the middle. Keith Alexander doing well in the jump. Matthews finds Watson. The overlap is on in the form of short. Ball coming in, it's a good looking cross, but away from everybody, but not now. Keith Alexander still there. And a looping shot, and that is about the nearest that Scarborough have come in the second half to a goal. That one just shading Steve Sherwood's crossbar. Richards was the man who was up there for it. 2 minutes of the game left, still 3-0 to Grimsby Town. Wilson meets the ball. Tilson. Well in by Joblin. Still Wilson got it. Tilson sees the ball out for a throw. Scoreboard confirming that our facts and figures man Mr. Shearsmith is absolutely on the ball and saying that there's 2 minutes left. Dave Gilbert, Alexander, good layoff, Joblin, man clattering in behind him was Watson, Joblin immediately knocking him to the deck. Bit of a silly challenge, but no real harm done, and I think the referee spotted that in actual fact. Well, rather ambitious there by Dobson. Town quick
It just amazed me Kevin got away with that.
Yes, I think the referee decided that with a minute to go there wasn't another point. Keith Alexander nearly gets the corner. We'll take a second for the throw, which is quickly taken. Now Dave Gilbert launches one into the middle. There it goes. Keith Alexander looking for it. Matthews, not the best of headers. Joblin, ball forward. Keith Alexander definitely took a shove. Tilson on the chest. Feeds it to Paul Agnew. Ball into the middle now. Keith Alexander flicks on. Rees to spread play. That's a good ball. Giles must take the man on now, surely. Again, still there. Lays it off. McDermott. Blocked. Corner kick. Gareth Giles not quite as quick as he would probably have liked to have been to have got that shot on target, really.
I think he tried to be too perfect, and I think he realised it, and then his layoff wasn't all that very good to John, but we've got a corner out of it. We've got 3 points, so let's not, worry about little things like that.
Quite right. Corner coming in. Last chance. Men in there. Getting past everybody. Still Rees. Another corner. Well played by Tony Rees. Stuck to his job very, very well today.
Yeah, he's done very well. Nice to see him get his hat-trick from this corner, but my usually man of the match award I'm going to give to Paul Agnew tonight.
Played very well. We reckon it's time. Can Town pinch one at the death. Good hard cross. Men coming in on it. Sean Connington will spread the play now, surely. Oh, it's easily seen there. Dobson on the run. John McDermott chasing him. That'll be a Town throw-in. In actual fact, given to Scarborough. there we have the final whistle. 3-0 to Grimsby Town. Tony Rees getting a brace. Paul Lever getting one on half-time. The damage was done in the first 45 minutes, and Town well deserving of the victory on the night, really. And it's now looking forward to what result we can pick up from down in Kent at Gillingham.
Yeah, let's not be too disappointed about the second half. We've done all the business in the first half. 3-0 up. We're going back in the dressing room. 3 points. Steve hasn't let it go, and so you can't be worried about things like that.
And the final word from Dave Burns, because as I say, Dave will be covering that vital game hopefully in a couple of weeks' time away at Stockport County.
Yeah, a very professional performance from Town. I think manager Alan Buckley will be very pleased with his players. Unfortunately, he's not scored any more goals in the second half. I'd have liked to have seen a few more go in, convince a few more people to come along to Blundell Park, because this is a team well worth watching, I think. Very professional, as I say, from Town, and I'm sure they're going to build on this, and I'm sure they're going to go up.
Thank you, Dave. So I hope you've all enjoyed that one. The final scoreline, Grimsby Town 3, Scarborough 0.